Hey guys, what is up? This is Swordfish, and today I was tagged by my good friend ShintaiReviews to do a video talking about other genres of games that I play that are not RPGs. And so, to all of you who know me, either personally or through YouTube, or if you're a subscriber of mine, you know that 99% of the time I'm playing an RPG. If you come into my room and I'm playing a game at, whatever, I'm probably gonna be playing like fucking Final Fantasy or some shit. It's gonna be an RPG, okay? So, but there are exceptions. There are other games. God, it's just killing me. There are other games that I do play, and I put some games down here to give you some specific examples as well as an overall general broad idea as to why I think these are really good games. Now I got a milkshake too. So, because I don't know how long this video is going to be, so I decided to get myself a fresh beverage. So, anyways, some people might be surprised, maybe not, I have no idea, but some of you may or may not be surprised that my second favorite genre, is the survival horror genre. Yeah. Some people think it was action games or nope, nope. Now here's the thing. Here's what I find really funny is that I'm not gonna lie to you and try to be like all manly man or some shit. I am very easy to scare. It does not take much to scare me. Yet I keep coming back to these games. I don't know why. I keep coming back to them because I just love the atmosphere of these games, and oh my god, it's just like it's so easy to. I mean, sure, you're on the edge of your seat, but that's part of the fun. That's part of the fun is how you're so terrified. Now, in case you couldn't see because the camera's a different. The games I was showing you was the Silent Hill games. I showed you specifically 2, 3, and 4 here. I barely touched 1, and even if I did play it, it's on my PS3. Like I don't. It's a digital download. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, as far as these games go, most people think that Silent Hill 2 is the best, and they say that it has the best story. Me personally, I think that 2 and 3 are both equal in terms of writing. And I think here's the thing. I think people don't dislike Silent Hill 3, but I feel like people kind of just forget about it. Does that make sense? I kind of feel like people just don't even talk about it as much as it deserves to be. Silent Hill 2 is phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. This is one of my favorite games ever. Not just this is like one of my favorite games of all time. But so is this. So is this. I think they're both equally good. Now, Silent Hill 4 is an interesting beast because the first half of I never beat this game. I got very far, and I'll tell you why I never beat it. I would have beaten it a long time ago if it wasn't for this reason. The first half of this game is fantastic. It is. The entire first half, despite some hiccups here and there, it's very, 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 very fucking good. It is. The second half, though, not good. Not good. Because the whole game, first of all, it's like Devil May Cry 4 syndrome, where you're just repeating all the levels that you just did. Except now you have to protect this girl. And now I will admit that she is much, much more competent than Maria. Was it Maria or Mary? I forgot. I think it was Maria from Silent Hill 2. The girl in 4 that you're supposed to protect is much more competent, thankfully. But you're still getting chased by ghosts and monsters, and she's wandering off sometimes, and she's being retarded. And oh my god, why did they do this? This game could have been on par with these games, but they fucked it up in the second half. Now, this is a solid game, don't get me wrong. I will go back to it, and I will beat it one of these days. I will. I want to. But, that second half, oh my god, it's so bad. But, I'm talking about, like, the games in general. But, mine is, there are other survival horror games that I want to get, because Silent Hill, the game that got me into survival horror was actually Silent Hill 3. This was the one. I've actually owned this game for many, many years, and I didn't touch it until like 3 years ago, and like because it was sitting on my shelf, and it just hasn't been touched for so many years, and I decided, why not? I got nothing better to do, so I decided to play it. And even though it scared the shit out of me, it was, at least to me, I thought it was phenomenal. So playing this, maybe pick this up, and then eventually I got this. And then I played a few other ones. Like I played The Evil Within on PS4, except that I left that downstairs. I forgot to bring it up with me. And there are other ones that I do want to play. Like I want to play Siren on PS2. I really want to play Fatal Frame. And there's probably a few others I just can't think of right now. But now there is one more. See, now I'm not sure if this could be considered survival horror. It's a third-person shooter to be sure, for sure. Like now, I don't usually like third-person shooters, but I think this game definitely has all of the building blocks and all the elements to make it a survival horror. So I am going to include it in this pile here. And now, this game that I'm about to show you is not only is it my favorite horror game, it's actually my favorite game ever. And that is The Last of Us. I know. I think this sticker right here is beautiful. It totally fits on the game, and yeah, beautiful. GameStop, 1-up. So, again, this game doesn't have the same atmosphere as the Silent Hill games I showed you just now, but it is. It very much, the horror elements are there to be sure. The game doesn't have the same sense of dread by comparison, I guess that's the best way to put it. But the reason I love this game is just because everything comes together so well. Like, I mean, everything. The story is brilliantly written. The characters are fantastic, and Ellie on the front cover here, she's one of my favorite, not my all-time favorite. Actually, it's funny. My favorite female character of any video game is actually Heather from Silent Hill 3. She's actually my favorite female character, period, for any video game. But Ellie from The Last of Us is right up there. She's so close to being my favorite female character. I just think Heather is the best. Maybe I'm overhyping her character. I don't know. I just thought Heather was fantastic, but Ellie is great, and Joel is a great character, and you have a whole slew of supporting characters who are all equally well characterized. The visuals are phenomenal. It's just, this game is so fucking good. I mean, now, maybe, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that probably think this game is overrated by now. And now, like, if you go into the game and you're aware of all the hype, I can understand why that might be hard to push aside. So if you've like seen all the 10 out of 10s and 9.5s out of 10s, and you pick this game up and you're like, it's not a 10, that's cool. I'm one of the few people where I did know about the awards and the fantastic scores, but this is one where I managed to ignore the hype. But anyway, putting that aside, survival horror is definitely my second favorite genre, and I hope to play more. So there you go. Now, what the hell is that? My third favorite genre is action games. I have a whole collection of this series, and I'm only gonna bring it up one, is the action series, and this is Devil May Cry 4 because it was right there, and I feel like reaching out for any other ones. These games are a lot of fun. My order for the Devil May Cry games: I beat 1, I beat 2, and I beat the reboot, but I never beat 3 and 4. I know that makes no sense. It's funny because 3 and 4 are the best of the series. I know, very odd, but I played a little bit of Bayonetta, a little bit, not much. I still own it. I picked it up, barely touched it, and I put it down for some reason. It sucks because the game's a lot of fun. But the thing about the action genre is that, see, the thing is, I forgot to mention, in the horror games, like I just mentioned, all of those games have fantastic writing. And especially Silent Hill 2 and 3 have some of the best storytelling that I've ever seen in any medium, like video game or otherwise. Most of these horror games have excellent writing. But if you go into an action game like Devil May Cry expecting a great story, you're going to be disappointed. Not that there's anything inherently bad about, I'll use Devil May Cry 3 for example. There's nothing bad about it, and it's actually pretty decent as far as action games go. But that's not really the reason to play the game. 4 also is pretty much the same deal. As far as the reboot goes, I was kind of mixed on the writing. I've heard a lot of people like outright hate it, and I don't hate it. I just think it's flawed in some respects. But I don't think it was completely terrible. I thought there were some cool ideas, some really good moments too. But overall, it was flawed, and I thought the writing was kind of so-so, not too great, not too bad either. So, but that's just me. But overall, yeah, like again, it's kind of like horror in the sense that I'm like kind of newer to this genre. Like I want to play the Ninja Gaiden games. I want to, like I said, I want to go back to Bayonetta. I played most of Heavenly Sword, but I got stuck at like the end of the game. It was like a defense. Okay, who gives a fuck? But that Heavenly Sword is pretty good. From what I played anyway, except all the obnoxious quick time events. So yeah, these games are a lot of fun. My order of favorite Devil May Cry games, I think 3 and 4 are tied for me. I like both games about the same personally. I think they're both equally good. After that, I know I'm gonna get hate for this, but I think the reboot is under it. I'm sorry, guys. I like the reboot. Under that would be 1, and then 2 would be very last, because fuck 2. Devil May Cry 2 is a piece of shit. Yeah. It's a piece of shit. Don't touch it. If you play Devil May Cry 1, let's say you're new to the series, you play 1, and you want to skip right to 3. Don't touch 2. I know it's only like 3 or 4 hours long, but that is 3 or 4 hours of your life that you're not going to get back at all. You could be doing something much more productive with your time, like playing a better fucking game. There you go. So, anyway, that's my my thoughts on the action genre. That's again, so survival horror is definitely number 2 slot for my second favorite genre. Non-RPGs, and then action games. Now, I have 2 here that like I don't like the genre, but I like these games, if that makes sense. So I'll talk about. I don't see now for this game right here. I just picked up. I'm gonna show you in a second. I don't usually like this genre for the most part, but this is one of the ones where I actually find myself coming back to it more than once, and that is Catherine, the masterminds behind the Shin Megami Tensei series, one of my all-time favorite RPG and game franchises ever. One of Atlas is a fantastic company, and when I heard that Catherine was going to be a puzzle game, I was very hesitant on this concept. I did not know what to think, because they make phenomenal RPGs, but like a puzzle game, but now when you put this game in right away, it is very Persona-ish. It is so Persona. It looks like Persona. It sounds like Persona. It has the Persona atmosphere. This is fucking Persona. It's just not an RPG. Okay? Now, the main reason I like Catherine is not the puzzle, but it's actually the writing. That's my favorite part about Catherine, personally. I think I heard a lot of people actually agree with me too. Is that the storytelling is very strong in this game, and it is. At least in my opinion, it is. It's very dark, very mysterious. Some cool plot twists and turns here and there, but some good comic relief moments too. To kind of lighten it up once in a while. You need that once in a while. It's got great characters. So overall, I will say that, to my opinion, the story is the strongest part of this game. But the gameplay is still no slouch. It's not. I mean, there are a few moments of hair-ripping moments, but honestly, it's mostly because, I'm going to be honest, from time to time, the game felt cheap. Not all the time. Most of the time it was fine. Most of the time it was actually pretty challenging. But once in a while, I felt like the game was kind of fucking me over for stupid reasons. I was like, come on, stop it. But overall, there's really not too much bad about Catherine. I can say is, again, this is a non-RPG that I find myself. I beat this game 4 times. 4 times. I'm not kidding, and I'm gonna play the 5th time soon. It's been a little while since I played it, and I'm ready to put it in for the 5th time. God damn. It's for a puzzle game. It's long. It's like 10 to 12 hours. That's not too shabby for this kind of game. And again, even though I don't like block puzzles, and even though that is the whole game, that's like the gameplay, it's actually a lot of fun. and there's a lot of planning ahead, and there's quick thinking because you're timed during the levels, and trying to get away from the bosses. I just think that's like it's so exhilarating, and the game is just really well done. And it's got great soundtrack, great English dub. Uh, it's just I can't really think of my only complaint really that I can think of for the most part is that the volume. Basically, when you play this game, you want to have a remote next to you. Why? Because when you're watching an in-game cutscene, the volume is really low, and then sometimes it'll just suddenly switch to an anime cutscene, and the volume like skyrockets it cranks up to 11, and it's so jarring. So like, let's say you have your volume on like 20 or 21, right? That's what I do. I have like set like numbers that I have to put my volume on. So let's say I have it on 21, an anime cutscene comes on. I gotta like mash the remote button all the way down and put it to like 12. It gets really loud and it's really jarring. But anime cutscenes are thankfully nicely drawn. So I don't want to ramble about Catherine, but again, this is a non-RPG that I find myself going back to because it's fantastic story and characters, very fun to play despite being a little bit cheap from time to time. It's got a Persona social sim type system, so overall, fantastic game. As you can see, I have the PS3 version, not the 360 version, so I can say that this is one of my favorite PS3 games at the moment, and it'll probably remain there for a long time. So, what else do I got here? Again, this is another game that's not an RPG, but I don't usually like this genre for the most part. But this is my favorite of this type is Pikmin 2. I know, you're probably thinking, where the fuck did that come from? Let me take a sip here. So, I thought Pikmin 1 was solid. Now, here's the thing about Pikmin 1. I know that there are some people out there that enjoy the fact that you're timed throughout the whole game because they think it's challenging, and that's fine. I don't mind that. To me, I don't like being timed. I don't. I don't want 30 in-game days to rebuild your ship is not enough time, and it's not even and even putting aside the amount of time you have, I just don't like knowing that I have a finite number of hours before like I die. I don't like that. To me, like the planets in Pikmin 1 that you explore are so large and so vast that I wanna just explore them. Where when I'm timed, I'm being rushed, and I don't want to be rushed. I want to explore, and that's just something that Pikmin 2 fixes. Is that I mean, sure there are timed number of days, but the amount of in-game days that you have are unlimited. You don't die at any point. You could keep. When I beat this game, I was on day like 260. I'm not exaggerating. I had such a high day count on this game. So again, maybe you could say, "Oh, you're a casual." Maybe, but it's not even that. I just in any game, not just Pikmin, I don't like being timed. I feel like I'm being rushed, and being rushed to me is not fun. So that's why I think Pikmin 2, in many ways, is a massive improvement over the first one. You get a second playable character, and you could switch between the two on the fly with just the press of a button. There's 2 new Pikmin types, and that you could use all the different Pikmin to solve the different puzzles. The game is just so much fun. The game is so fun. I mean, this is a game where the story is not important. There are very little cutscenes, and overall the story is kind of just you know. So the story really doesn't matter in this type of game. But overall, if you have a GameCube laying around, or if you have a Wii too, because you can play your GameCube games on your Wii. If you have a memory card and you got a GameCube controller, if you want to try Pikmin 1, you can. The fucking time limit, I hate it. I would recommend this over 1. Like, if you had to choose between one or the other, obviously, to me, this is the superior game. Not just because of the no time limit, but just because it's much more polished, and there's way more content, way more to explore. To me, it's just a better game in every regard. So, what else do I got here? That's about it. Maybe I'm forgetting a few ish, but really that's about all I can think of right now. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to, at the moment, I don't know who I'm going to tag for this, so I'm going to cut this video out right now, and then when I figure out who I'm going to tag, I'm just going to put them in the description. So after you finish this video, look in the description, and then there should be some names there, because I don't know who to tag right now. So I guess that's it. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace.